Hello fellow food lovers. Today I will be making Chinese beef and green bean stir fry with garlic sauce. You will need half a pound of beef, 1 pound of green beans, half a medium onion. For the beef marinade you will need Chinese white pepper, Chinese cooking wine, soy sauce, sesame oil, and cooking oil. For the sauce you're going to need 5 pieces of garlic, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce, 1 teaspoon of chicken powder, and 1 heaping tablespoon of cornstarch. Okay, I got the garlic there. I got the pre-peeled garlic from the grocery store. So I'm going to smash the garlic with the side of the knife, and that makes it easier to chop it up. And I'm going to chop it up. So that's five cloves of garlic. I'm gonna use half of an onion, and I'm just gonna slice into thin slices. So I have half a pound of beef, thinly sliced. I'm going to marinate it. So I'm going to put on some Chinese white pepper powder. A splash of Chinese cooking wine. A splash of soy sauce, a splash of sesame oil, and a splash of cooking oil. So I wash my hands after I handle raw meat. So I got a pound of green beans here. Now, generally cut off the ends, both ends of the beans. And I'll discard the ends. Okay, so I finished off the entire pound of green beans. So I'm going to wash that now. And drain well so that you won't get any water into the wok when there's hot oil in there. Okay, let's get cooking. So I got the wok on high heat. Gonna let that warm up before I add the oil, and then I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm going to add the beef first, cook that. So I'll cook the beef till it's 3/4 of the way cooked. And then I'm going to finish cooking off the beef when it's in the stir fry with the beans. You want to make sure that you turn the beef over so that both sides are cooked. And I have the heat on high the whole time that I'm using the wok. I don't turn it down at all for anything. You need that high heat to kind of seal the flavors in when you're cooking in the wok. So I'm not constantly stirring the meat around. I'm going to stir it a little bit and then let it do its own work, and then I'll stir it again. So this is a good dish to get vegetables in you, or if you have picky kids that don't like eating vegetables on their own. Usually when it's kind of flavored with beef, it's a little more appealing for kids. Okay, so I'm gonna put the beef aside, and I'm gonna wash the wok. Okay, so the wok's hot. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of oil in there. I'm going to add the garlic first. That'll scent the oil, give the oil a garlic taste. You want to stir it around, brown the garlic a bit. And then you can add the onions, and that will also flavor the oil. You want to break it up so the different layers are separated. You want to stir it around, mix it with the garlic. So the garlic and onion are really aromatics. They're there to give the dish flavor more than anything. So we want it so that the onion and the garlic are lightly browned before we add the green beans. So again, this is another dish that's good to eat with rice. Okay, we're going to add the green beans now. You want to let the bottom of the green beans cook for a bit, and then you want to stir it up so the bottom with the onion and garlic comes up to the top, and then the raw beans on the top go down to the bottom and they can cook as well. You want a bit of a browning on the beans before you add the sauce. So that's what stir frying is all about. You're basically frying up the green beans before you make the sauce. Okay, so the stir fry's been going for a few minutes now, maybe 5 minutes. The beans are nicely browned. We're going to add a cup of water, and then we're going to make the sauce now. We're going to add 1 teaspoon of chicken powder. One tablespoon of oyster sauce. One tablespoon of soy sauce. Okay, stir that around so the sauce is mixed in with the water. Again, you're always pulling from the bottom upwards so that everything cooks evenly. So I'm going to add the beef. I'm going to stir it into the veggies. And the water's coming up to a boil now. So I'm going to put a lid on there, and it's going to help finish cook the beans. So when the water boils, it steams up, and with a lid on top, it steams the veggies basically. That's what it does. So you want the lid on there for maybe 2 to 3 minutes. That's all it takes. Maybe 5 minutes, depending on how well done you want the beans. But in a stir fry, the veggies tend to be more a little more on the raw side than being overcooked. Basically, you want a nice crispy vegetable. So I'm going to make the cornstarch slurry now. So I'm taking a heaping tablespoon of cornstarch, and I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of cold water. I'm going to stir that, make sure that the cornstarch is all dissolved. Okay, so I've had the lid on there for maybe 3-4 minutes. So as you can tell by the change of color for the beans, they're cooked now. going to stir the cornstarch solution. I'm going to pour it over the stir fry. Then we're going to mix it so that the cornstarch thickens the sauce. You want to bring the bottom veggies up to the top, and the top goes to the bottom. That kind of makes it so that the sauce covers everything. You want the veggies nicely coated in the gravy. Okay, it's done. I'm going to turn the heat off. Then I'm going to pull the glass Pyrex pie plate, and I'm going to get it ready for serving. So it's a very simple and straightforward stir-fry dish. It's basically just beef and green beans with some garlic and onion. Okay, there you have it. That's Chinese beef and green beans and a garlic sauce.